And here we go. Intro is somewhat boring for this game. You just have to talk to all of these guys and then talk to them. Text matching is kind of important to have a fast time here, but also not that important for now. Text clears really fast in this game. If you press any... Actually, I think it shows the entire text box if you press B, but you can cancel the text box with basically anything, including directional buttons. So usually what people do is just spam A and B unless you can cancel with the directional button. So you have a little bit of really awkward dancing. These are those tracks. We have a tornado, which is actually the bad guy, Onyx, who is gonna destroy everyone here except Impa. Impa is gonna survive. The other guys are not in this world anymore. And of course he's gonna kidnap the girl. Pretty important for any game for that. Now, Din is the Oracle of Seasons, as the title of the game implies. So when she gets kidnapped, the seasons in the entire world of Holodrum are gonna go crazy. And that's bad, so we have to rescue her. In order to do that, we have to get all 8 essences and go with Onyx. So that's a pretty tall order to start. Also, the Temple of Seasons is gonna sink into the ground. We're gonna see it in about 20 minutes, it's not a big deal. For now, Dragon is basically frames ahead, which is probably not accurate. At this point, we may have a little difference in sync, so they are basically equal right now. And now they are also practically equal in the stream. Whatever. The first task right now is going to the Hero's Cave and getting the sword. We can't do anything without a sword. They're also on the same RNG seed apparently. So this is gonna be pretty interesting. Unless someone moves a little differently. I think their RNG is gonna be different now. So, oops. We'll see. Yeah, they are dissing now. Unfortunate. So they go for this key and then save warp. Save and save warping this game is pretty fast. It allows you to go to the entrance of the dungeon. So that's nice. In this case, it doesn't save that much time. It just saves going back because walking is really slow. Oh, Dragon gets hit quite a lot. That's gonna make him lose a little bit of time, but health is not a concern right now. So it shouldn't be a problem. And now they go. First task in this game after getting the sword is going to the Mako tree, which you can open now. None of them get winter, so that's nice. The season you get when entering Horon Village is completely random every time you enter. And winter can lose some time because this screen that they are both reversing right now is filled with snow and you can't get past it. You have to go all the way around. Any other season doesn't lose any time. And now for a bit of exposition. If you know Japanese, you can try to... I mean, there was an 8 around there, but you can try to guess what it means. He just tells us to go get all 8 essences and rescue Din. Pretty easy, also gives us the Dungeon 1 key. So we are gonna go there. Dungeon 1 is right here, so it's not that much of a problem. Funny story about Dungeon 1, now that we're at it. We discovered the other day, or someone discovered the other day that you can actually enter Dungeon 1 without the key, but it's not possible in any percent. It's only possible in randomizer. If you dismount an animal companion in that screen, then you can just walk into the entrance for some reason. It's pretty funny. Dungeon 1 is really straightforward. You basically go here first, get a key, and go all the way left to go grab the dungeon item. Dungeon 1 is also very similar to Dungeon 1 in the original Zelda for the NES. Mainly because this game was originally planned to be a Zelda 1 remake, and they dropped it at some point. The entire layout of the dungeon is exactly the same. Of course, the dungeon is not the same, but the map is the same. The way you enter it is basically the same. Obviously, not mention the key is different, but you have to go to an island with a tree, so it's basically the same. It also has the same boss, which we'll see in a little bit. They're gonna grab this chest. It has bombs. Bombs are pretty convenient because we need them right now. And you can't really get any bomb drops until you get bombs from here, from the shop, or from other sources that are not really available right now. So those bombs are pretty convenient. We're gonna use them right here. It's important that they have at least 2 hearts here, because damage boosting through these guys is way faster than waiting. Bamboo is gonna be a little tight on health, but Dragon is gonna be pretty fine. There's a fairy right here, so as long as you can get past that, it's not a problem. And here are the Gorilla brothers. Dragon got the quick kill apparently, yep. Just throw a bomb, double hit them, do a spin slash, and then hit one. They don't have a shared health pool, but if you kill one of them, the other also dies, so you can just focus on the blue one. And here's the dungeon item. The seed satchel. It holds seeds. Right now it only holds one type of seed, but we'll get more seeds later. Ember seeds, burnt trees, and light torches. Pretty straightforward. And now instead of safe warping, they're gonna go to this. Because this warp doesn't go to the start of the dungeon, it goes to right where the big key is, so it's pretty convenient to just take it. And now they're gonna hard reset. So the way RNG in this game works, when you hard reset, the RNG gets reset to the same value, and you can tell how the value works depending on a few things. When enemies move, they roll RNG, but they have the same patterns if you have the specific seed. You can also slash your sword, which has 3 different tones chosen at random, so you can predict the seed by that. As long as you get a specific tone on the sword like they did, and move in a specific way, the RNG for this boss will be perfect. Also here for... hello there. Oh, apparently Dragon messed it up. So he got a charge, and that's low. Bamboo's gonna be the first to exit Dungeon 1. That RNG manip is basically only to get that boss to be nice, so messing it up and getting the charge is pretty bad for Dragon right now. He's gonna be... I want to say 5 seconds behind? Somewhere on that. Not a huge difference right now. Now, they want to continue with the same RNG all the way through Dungeon 2. And to that, they are gonna do very specific things, moving in some specific ways, like here. So they can roll RNG a little with a rock torque. Apparently, Dragon messed it up, unless there's a different manip. I don't know. You're supposed to get fall, but he got summer. He can probably save it anyway. It's not a big deal. Ember seeds are gonna get put to use here to open the eastern suburbs. Here we have Rosa. Rosa is the first of 2 hide and seek minigames. They are really long and annoying, but they are gonna use a manip in order for her to have a very specific pattern that is faster than others. I think there are 3 patterns in every screen, and 2 of them are bad. Also, this manip is nice because you can burn the signs, as Bamboo did and Dragon did apparently. I wasn't paying attention to that. And you get 10 rupees for that. I'm pretty sure Dragon just messed it up already. He's lashing way too much. So Bamboo is gonna have 10 rupees from this. And apparently Dragon as well. Alright. I'm not familiar with this manip in particular. Also, doing that makes you invisible. Don't question it. And now after following Rosa, we can enter Subversia. Subversia is the underground of Holodrum. It's filled with lava. It's filled with people that are called Subversions. And it's also partially filled by the Temple of Seasons, which sank all the way through here. So that's our objective right now. In the Temple of Seasons there are 3 towers that we can't access right now. They are supposed for later, but we can also go to this central chamber. And here we're gonna get the Rod of Seasons. Pretty important item. It acts like a sword, but it doesn't do damage, it just pushes back enemies. And other than that, it can change the season, of course. In order to change seasons with this Seasons Rod, you have to go and get the seasons. And the only one we can get right now is Winter. So let's go to that. You're supposed to go play a minigame called Subversion Dancing, which is bad, to get a boomerang to hit that, but you can just throw a bomb. It's that easy. And save for there. Way faster than going back. And now a slow walk back to go to the same portal, because it's the only portal we have to get back to Holodrum. First thing after coming out of here, Bamboo is gonna hear or try to get a specific pattern on the slashes, which is gonna give him very specific RNG that he needs. And he unequips that. And equips the Rod of Seasons. This is just to make space for another item later on. And now we're gonna use Winter to keep going. In Winter, lakes freeze, so you can do that. But also snow piles up, so you can't go to the right there, which is the area of Dungeon 2. Also some trees die. That's kind of important because it also blocks that. I think Bamboo is... I don't know if that's the manip. It probably is, because I'm bad at that manip. I've never done it. But whatever. They're gonna enter here, do a little Santa work and get a shovel. Okay, he got a bomb drop. I think that's right, so that's okay. He's gonna be able to go through this part, Moblin Road, which is very, very bad if you don't have an RNG manip. Because Moblins do a lot of damage if they pile up on you. And now Bamboo's gonna get Mystery Seeds, which are useful only once, but they are needed, so why not? Yeah, this is a rematch from yesterday because this is a best of 3, so this is game 2. Dungeon 2 is the Snake Remains. There are snakes, but the boss is not a snake, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Bamboo is still on Manip. Okay, that's gonna fix it, probably. So the only reason to keep the RNG Manip all the way through here is because there's a room coming up that is very bad if you have to just wait for RNG. It's not this one. Just push these guys. Oh, that may... Yeah, that may have... No, that's... Okay. He almost got lucky, but not quite. He's not in Manip anyway, but whatever. If you're not in Manip like Dragon is right now, the alternative is just waiting for them to go on the edge and slashing them. And that can sometimes take a long time, like we're seeing. There we go. You can also throw a bomb, but throwing bombs can be very unreliable and you need a lot of bombs coming up. So not worth it. Bamboo got the strength bracelet. Blah. Words are hard. The power bracelet, not strength. And he can go to this room, which is timed. You're supposed to complete this fast, but it's not that hard. You can basically just take your time. Unless you fail every single bomb you throw, you are basically done. Bamboo walks away? I'm pretty sure that, at least I heard that what Dragon did was faster. You can just save warp and it takes you to the start of the dungeon. Or the entrance of the dungeon rather, because that's when you exit it. It's supposed to be a little faster, but you can also get trolled by the moblin in the way. So that can sometimes be bad. And talk about bad. Kisses. For now they are pretty tame. Kisses can be really bad in this game, but as long as they are not too much in your way. If you're in close quarters with a lot of kisses, you're basically dead, unfortunately, because you don't have many iframes. But in this case, it didn't happen. Also, here's a mid-boss. Oh, BambooShadow. Oh, he messed it up actually. Yeah. So this is Facade. You may recognize him from Link's Awakening. He doesn't spawn in the... Oh, Dragon, what are you doing? Oh my... What is that strat? Oh, whatever. Facade doesn't spawn in the Japanese version until you go to the down floor, but... or the lower half of the room, I would say. But you can just damage him. And he dies. So yeah, Dragon did something quite interesting there, but I didn't even have time to talk about it, unfortunately. The climbing floors can be tricky sometimes. If you push the cylinder right on top of them, they can crumble and then there's a hole. And for some reason he was very adamant on just trying to walk over it. You can just barely do that, but it works. And Bamboo's gonna be the first to get into the snake remains boss, which is not a snake, it's a dragonc0. A little harder than the Zelda 1 version. You actually have to pick him up and throw him there. Also, he starts charging. You want him to charge into a wall, so it makes it a lot shorter and you don't have to wait. Pretty clean find from Bamboo. Come on, Dragon. Oh, Dragon messes up the fight. Not too much, so that's okay. he can just autocorrect like that. But he's gonna be quite a lot behind. Okay, Bamboo's gonna hard reset again. This is to get a ring. It's something that he does, and some other people do. It's the hard ring. So he's gonna wait for a specific pattern of slashes. And he's gonna meet Maple here. Maple can drop a lot of things, which includes rings. And he did everything right, which I'm pretty sure he did. He's gonna try to collect everything fast, so Maple disappears faster. And now he can go. What he got is the hard ring level 2. I'm pretty sure it's level 2 at least. It may be level 1, I don't know. It's a ring that gives you hearts as you walk. It's basically a safety strat, but it's also faster in some situations because you don't have to stop for health or farm for health if you're really low. Bamboo really likes it, and he actually got a world record a few times with it. It's technically not faster, but whatever. They're both gonna visit this tree. This tree is mainly just so we can warp through it later. You have to visit the screens with trees in order to do that. And you don't really have to enter that one at any point in the run. So you just go one time and go. Dragon is now gonna be ahead just because of the ring. Getting any ring in any manip is a little slow because you have to appraise it and also get it. So it's technically slower by default, but whatever. Here's Blano. Blano's gonna challenge us to a punching match or boxing match or whatever. You can call it what you want. It's also sumo, not really boxing. Push him out and you get some gloves. Ricky's gloves, in fact. Ricky's gloves are pretty important because they allow us to get Ricky. Unfortunately, there are 3 animal companions in this game, and Ricky is by far the worst. I'm sorry. But it's also the fastest one to get in any percent, because you don't have to do anything stupid for it. Just go here, and hey, it's Ricky. We can get it. The other ones are Mush and Dimitri, which we'll see at the other points in the run, but getting them is not faster. For Mush you have to buy the flute, which costs 150 rupees. For Dimitri you have to do Subversion Dancing 6 times, and that's bad. If you want to get Dimitri, or if you want to see a 90% run with Dimitri, was the... I'm pretty sure it was HDQ? I don't know. Mighty Mouth did a run, and Dimitri was the selected companion for that. Also, Dragon just got one of the most important items in the game, Pegasus Seeds. Pegasus Seeds allow you to go fast. That's it. It's basically the substitution to the Pegasus Boots in the Oracles games. They give you, I think it's 8 seconds? Somewhere around that. An 8 seconds passive speed boost. You only can hold 20 of them, so you have to use them in very specific spots. For example, in this cave it's not worth doing that. They both know when to use seeds and when they can get seeds, so the seed route is gonna be pretty important for them. They want to use as many seeds as possible, but also have enough for very important tricks. Oh, we have some banter in chat. Bamboo, focus on your run, you are losing. Oh yeah, I didn't really talk about it, but there's an alternative to Hard Ring, which is Power Ring. Power Ring makes things die really fast, like very fast. So of course it's the best way to play the game. Please do that route. Okay, we're gonna use Ricky again here. There's no other way to cross this. Go up that cliff. Oh, didn't actually get it. You can jump and punch those bushes at the same time. It's pretty tricky, but It lets you get past that with Ricky. You can also just charge your attack and shoot a tornado. Also, here's a jewel. It's pretty convenient to get this right away, because we're not gonna go to this area again. So of course they are both gonna do that. And now it's time for Subversion 2, which is also an RNG part of the game. There are 4 different screens in which the thing we need is... and Dragon is not gonna get first try, not second try, not third try, so forth. A star ore. If you get first try or second, you can carry your seat all the way through everything here and get to the market. If you get third or fourth try, you can really do that, so it's slow. Way slower than it seems. I'm just gonna get third try. A little better, but not that good. And with the star we can get a bow, which is pretty useful because it lets us get a date. This is Rosa. She's our date for today, and for about 2 minutes? Probably more, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this time. She has a skeleton key, which can open things, so she's useful. As a date, not that much, depends on who you ask. She's very quiet, she doesn't really have any conversation starters. I mean, she could talk about her key, how he got it, what's the lore behind it, I don't know. Dragon fails to press A. Great job. Oh well. The lovely stroll for the first part of the date is gonna go to the summer tower and get some hot summer fiery love for our rod. And now that our rod has the summer fashion, we can save warp and go out. It's time to walk Rosa back, and by walk Rosa back I mean going to the portal and abandoning her forever. There's one thing you can do with Rosa after this, which is getting a chest that has the Subversion ring, I think? It's a ring that transforms you into a Subversion, but it's one of the transformation rings that is completely useless because you can't use any item when you are one of those things. So yeah, she's basically useless. Bye bye Rosa. And hello to Ricky, our other date. Town is not gonna try to get the fast strat. He's gonna ditch Ricky here and just go. Because now that we have summer, we can go to Dungeon 3. In summer, some lakes dry, which is not applicable in this one. But also vines grow in specific cliffs. One of them is this one coming up for Dungeon 3. Now, the first room, technically second of Dungeon 3, has these beetle guys. You don't need a shield. Just shovel the ground. Forehead. They enter this dungeon with 7 seeds. They're gonna use them very specifically because they want to have 0 seeds at the end, but they also want to go fast. And the first thing to do here is this room, the hand room. World Masters appear ahead of where you're going in the Oracle's games, so you can manip them, but it's very, very hard to time. If you move in a very specific way, like Dragon is doing, and he got it, nice, you can make the hands appear out of your way and just go to that. The alternative is equipping the sword and killing them. This is a very hard manip, but I think both are gonna get it, because both are pretty good at the game, one would say. Bamboo is taking it a little... yeah, I was about to say that. That was looking very, very risky. That was not an optimal manip. So, yeah, that's gonna be an unfortunate time loss. Darwin is gonna pull ahead here. And here's the puzzle. It's not hard. Just move the statues. Okay, second try for Rambo. He messed it up very, very fast, so he's gonna equip the sword and kill the guys. Which is basically how every single Zelda game works. So it's not that bad. He almost gets grabbed again, but whatever. Dawn is gonna get the second best item in the game, the Rock's Feather. Precursor of the, let's call it universal jumping, which was added in Breath of the Wild. You can jump, and that's nice. It's almost nicer, it's almost as nice as the Rockscape, which is the level 2 feather. We'll see it way later in the game. Tony's gonna, okay, he doesn't get it. You can do a 1 frame jump there to not have to stop, but it's pretty hard. Now he's gonna quit the sword because kisses are in the way and they're bad. He's gonna go here, to the trampoline room. You have to move the trampoline and jump on it. Why is there a trampoline in a dungeon? Oh no. There are more than one actually. There are at least 3 in this dungeon, which is pretty funny. He has a key here, and now it's time to walk back and do Hans Manip again. He's gonna try to do this fast, because you can do it with a seed. And he has it nice. No kids in the way. Can he get it again? Can the madman do it? It's looking nice. He is up. Okay, he still gets a pretty decent room, even if he had to equip the sword. It's alright because he has to equip the sword here anyway. Jump over the button. That button makes the floor here disappear, so you don't want that. And now it's time for Omwai. There are squids. 4 hits with the sword. Pull them out of the water. It's that easy. I'm not gonna make a Splatoon joke here because they are not kids, but people like to do that, so suit yourself. Really clean fight from Dragon. The only way you can make that cleaner is with powering. Level 2 powering, the one we get with another manip, which basically 2-shots them. And now go all the way here, because the boss is here. Okay, so for once, the name of the dungeon, Potions Muffler, actually describes the boss, but it's not a Zelda 1 boss. In this case it's an A Link to the Past boss, except very different from its original incarnation. We're gonna fight Mothula. Mothula has a really obnoxious mechanic in which there are pits in her room, and if you fall down, her health resets. But you can also do it very fast. Don't almost fall down. Okay. If Mothula starts spinning the way it did for Dragon, you can get a lot of hits in, and that makes the fight really, really fast. So that was very, very clean. Bamboo's gonna use his last hit here because he got grabbed. So he's gonna lose a little bit of time here, just going to the boss. Also, I would like to take notice of one thing. Both of these runners are sword and A guys. and I hate that. Sword on base is the way to go. Okay. Dragon has no seeds, but... Oh! Did you know that the PSC tree is right here? How convenient! And now he has 18 seeds. Just the right amount to just go to Dungeon 4. Bamboo also gets good RNG with Mothra. And a pretty good fight as well. And now we're gonna go into the Natsu region. Jump over here, get eaten, because why not? And it's time to call Ricky one last time. So this region, the Natsu region, changes depending on what animal companion you have. Ricky's region is not fast. It's quite slow. Dimitri's region would be the fastest, but getting Dimitri is not worth it. So we just do the Ricky one. One thing that both are trying to do in this dungeon, or in this region rather, is killing these guys, the Chews, or whatever they are called in this game, in order to get seed drop. At least two of them at least. One per seed drop, which Dragon got, and hopefully one Sensi drop. The Sensi drop is not that bad. You can just not get it. But the per seed drop is very nice because it lets you go fast, of course. This is Sunken City. As its name implies, it's pretty sunken. There's water everywhere and we can't really swim yet. Keyword, yet. And here's Dimitri, the most optimal companion by far. He can swim, and you have to rescue him. To rescue him, you give all of your bombs to those children, which is not a good idea. Never do that. But sure, why not? We're here to save the world. We're not here to prevent terrorist attacks. Dimitri's unique thing is that he can just swim up waterfalls. There's nothing else you can do about those waterfalls, even if you could swim, which we're gonna be able to do in about 30 seconds, maybe less, I don't know. Get the Master's flag and go to the Master, which is conveniently here, to get the flippers. And now that we have flippers, Dimitri is completely obsoleted. He doesn't have any uses for us. And now go through this underwater passage and get to the Cocoa Mountain. Okay, the children with bombs are not terrorists by default, but what are they gonna do with bombs? Because they can't do anything good, in my opinion, with bombs. You should never give explosives to children. Talking about children, do you like hide and seek? Because I sure don't. After jumping into that, these guys are gonna grab our feather, which is pretty important, so we want it back. They also give us the full Zor. Full Zor is not available to use as normal in any way in the game. Oh, Dragon Water! Okay, I'm gonna finish that and another point. As you can see, this is an auto scholar. You just have to make them not see you. And you can just pass the time by digging up a lot of things. You can dig up those fire pillars that messed up Dragon. You can also do that, just hit the wall. As I was saying, Full Sword is not available to use at any point in the normal game second pillar for Dragon Knight, but it does the same damage as Vigor Sword, which is a linked only item. And if you want to taste the power of Full Sword, you can play the Oracle of Seasons randomizer, in which it basically one-shots everything. Third pillar for Dragon. Going for World Record, I assume. So yeah, these guys move the same way every time. So as long as you know where to stand, they are not a threat. Unfortunately, Dragon got caught, so that does not apply to him. Four pillars. Pretty solid. Dragon is gonna get his feather back. Unfortunately, trading the Full Sword for it, which is not a worthwhile try, but whatever. And Bamboo is right about starting this, so still has a lot to do to catch up. With Feather, Dragon can go here, go past this using a seed, which makes it a lot faster. You can also do it without a seed, but in order to get to that moving platform, you have to do a perfect jump, or frame perfect jump, or pixel perfect jump. I don't know the specifics. I don't do it. It's bad. That tunnel leads to the Spring Tower. In spring, flowers bloom, and they are not stolen anymore. And also, the best thing in the game, or the best name in the game, at least a contender for it in my opinion, makes appearance. The Blast Blooms. Blast Blooms are flowers that shoot you up. And yes, it's their official name. It's actually inside the game. Okay, Dragon is gonna open this up. Just a shortcut for later, for Dungeon 7. And now he can actually go back. It's time to grab the best companion. And to do that, we have to go grab a snack. Because every single date in this game requires something. Boxing gloves, a bow, a snack. The snack is some bananas. Oh, Bamboo trying to do that seedless jump I was talking about. Doesn't quite get it. And that one is gonna... oh, almost gets hit, but... clean room there. Gets the bananas, and the bananas are the perfect ingredient to go and get Mush. Mush is the best companion by far. If you disagree, you are wrong, I'm sorry. He can fly, he's a bear, he's also blue. Which reminds me of some other game in a certain series that is like this, but a little better. Wing wing, nudge nudge. Whatever. Important to note that since they gave all of their bombs to the kids to get Dimitri, they need at least one bomb drop for Dungeon 4. Dragon already got it. There's also a chest with bombs in that dungeon, but getting a drop is a little faster. And here's the Dungeon 4 key. The Dragon's key. Dragon got the Dragon key, of course. He's gonna go. Get in. The lights have very big hitboxes in this game. It's actually ridiculous. Okay, change to winter in order to open the way to Dungeon 4, because this cave is not accessible any other way. And now for this jump. This doesn't look possible, but it is. If you jump in between tiles in this game, you get a little janky effect when trying to land that lets you cross two water gaps or two tile gaps. Not water, you can't really do that with water gaps, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can do that without any seeds. And now, use that key to make the waterfall disappear, and that leads into Dungeon 4. Shout outs to Lady X, because of course both of these guys are quite versed at that game, and that's nice to that game. What are you doing, Dragon? Okay. Dungeon 4 is the Dancing Dragon dungeon. The boss is not a dungeon. I'm so good at this talking thing. Okay, the boss is not a dragon, but the boss is short dancing to this bopping music. You need a bomb for that to open this room, and then go into this puzzle. This puzzle never looks optimal. You could be moving these spots in a perfect way, frame perfect, calculated task way, and it would still look unoptimal. Okay, place 8 pots and stand on 1, and you get a key. Don't forget to grab the key, that's pretty important. And now it's time to go all the way to the left here, just to get another key. Dragon getting destroyed by the blobs here. Unfortunate. He's gonna use an extra seed, which is okay, because he has enough seeds to go past all of this. But still, feels bad. Those are completely random. He's gonna save a seed here, apparently. Oh yeah, this game was made by Capcom. So shoutouts to Mega Man. Shoutouts to Mega Man 11, which came out today, I think? Maybe yesterday? I don't know. But it probably has one of those. So get a key and save warp. It's faster to switch between pods because you are not locked in the pushing animation. When the pod starts moving, you have I would say 1 second or something like that before they stop, and you can move between that, so it's faster to just move 2 or 3 pods simultaneously instead of waiting for one. It's a small optimization and it's really hard to do perfectly, but it's quite faster for that. This can also be used for any pushing item that you can go around and change directions. Okay, this room. Oh, doesn't really get it. You want the lights to be right next to the water because you can hit them into the water and they die. And that spawns a key. And go. And now Dragon is completely out of seeds. But it's not a problem because we have seeds right here. So it was all planned. Oh, he's not out of seeds, I'm dumb. Never mind. But he now has 10 seeds, so that's okay. Of course, more minecarts. The first part of the dungeon seemed to have a lot of minecarts. But hey, there are even minecarts in the second part in this game. Or in this dungeon. There are a lot of minecarts in general in this dungeon. And a few cool jumps. And Dragon is gonna go to the mid boss. Agunima, not to be confused with some other guy that looks exactly like this in some other Zelda game. He turns into 3 clones, and the one with the shadow is the correct one. So light the torches, look at the shadow, and hit him. Dragon getting very unlucky with his seed drops here. It's not necessary to get a seed drop there, but having full ember seeds for the boss is kind of important if you want the extra safety. Now Dragon is gonna go to this side of the dungeon and grab the dungeon item, which in this case is Tossing Shot. It lets you shoot seeds. Each seed has different effects, mostly burning or killing things instantly. And now he's gonna go all the way back to this, because minecarts don't reset when you don't save warp. So it's kind of important to go to this minecart when you can, so you can go backwards and don't have to chase or redo most of the dungeon. So light all those 3 torches. That makes the chest appear with a key. You can save warp as fast as you want there, as long as the jingle plays. It can sometimes be really scary, but hey, I'm pretty sure he got it. You can also wait for the chest to appear, or the smoke for the chest to appear. And coming up is one of the hardest jumps in the game. There's a kiss in the way, so Dragon is not gonna even try it. You can jump from the start of the room there to the last part of the jumps, but if there's a kiss in the way, you're basically boned and you have to go all the way around. But hey, do that to get the boss key. And now don't forget this key, the one on the minecart, because it's very easy to do. Forgetting a key in this dungeon is very bad, and there are a lot of them that you can forget. And now Dragon is gonna equip the... Please equip them. Oh, he doesn't want to? There we go. The Gale Seeds. We haven't seen Gale Seeds yet with the warping to trees, but in this case, when you shoot Gale Seeds, they insta-kill basically everything they work on, including these Wish Orbs. These Wish Orbs are very annoying to kill as normal. They have a lot of health, so shooting them is the fastest way. You can also push them into pits, but then that really relies on RNG. And now for another very tricky jump. Don is gonna try to do it, yeah, unbuffered. 3-tile jumps are really hard in this game, without the fast escape, or rock escape rather, but you can just barely do them. You can also buffer it to make it faster or easier. Or you can damage boost to that to just make it free. Whatever. He's gonna enter to the boss of the dungeon, Coma. Another Zelda 1 boss, but it works very differently in this case. There are 2 ways to beat Coma. The first one is destroying her claw, and that makes her go very erratic, and you shoot there 5 seeds I think to her eye, and she dies. Or you can just shoot 1 pixel of vulnerability, and that works. 15 seeds in this case. It's a little hard to get down, but it's not hard to execute, as long as you don't hit it. Also, finishing it with Sense Seeds is pretty important. It's the only reason we get Sense Seeds actually, because Goma can only be damaged by Sense Seeds and Ember Seeds. And Dragon is gonna be the first to get the 4th essence. Before going anywhere, there's something right next door that is kind of important to get, so he's gonna do that. Also equip this in order to use it right after this. Pyramid Jewel. We're not gonna be in this area again, so it's kind of important to get it now. And now Dragon is gonna warp, get some seeds, and warp to the sentry, because it's the one closest to Dungeon 5, our next objective. Dungeon 5 is closed off right now because we don't have the last season we need. But hey, it's right next to this. The portal that we need for the fall season is right here in Niagara's Lake. So let's do that. First of all, Dawn is gonna go down here to a pretty nice section of the run with many tricky jumps. It's always fun to watch. All of this to get the bomb flower. The bomb flower is kind of important to get to the fall tower because it's blocked off by rocks. Rocks that are not bombable as normal, or you can't really pick them. You have to go through the story cutscene of giving the one flower. It's a little weird because those rocks are not that impressive, so you would think that you could just go through them, I don't know. Either way, he's gonna go here, talk to this guy, place the bomb, and just get going. This is also gonna be the fourth, the fourth essence. No, the fourth season of the rod. So we're gonna have an extra text here saying, "Hey, you have all 4 seasons. Cool." Because accomplishment. And now save warp and back to the same portal because it's right next to Dungeon 5. In fall, some holes get clogged up by leaves, but that's not gonna matter for the run because we don't really use that. The important thing is that mushrooms ripen. Mushrooms that would normally be stone just become available to grab and destroy. And those are blocking Dungeon 5, so it's kind of important that we get this. Now we're gonna go through all of the seasons here until fall. And small query coming up of the mushrooms. When you throw one of these mushrooms, you have to wait for it to disappear until you can grab anything else. But you can just throw them off screen, and that just makes them not exist, so you don't have to wait. Dungeon 5 is Unicorn's Cave. The boss is not a unicorn, that was Dungeon 1, I'm sorry. But hey, it's another dungeon with a lot of minecarts. Also a lot of keys. First thing to do in this dungeon, grab a key because it's needed, of course, and go through this to get the dungeon item. A pretty nice item, one of my favorites for sure. We're gonna see it put into action in this dungeon specifically a lot. It also makes a lovely sound, so I hope you all enjoy that. It's the Magnet Glove. Magnet Glove has 2 polarities, north and south, of course. You can attract or repel yourself from things, or attract or repel things itself. First instance here. Also there's a... oh, he's not even gonna try, why? Oh, whatever. There was a trick jump there that a lot of people do, but apparently Dragon doesn't. So whoops. Of all people, I was expecting Dragon to actually try that. Whatever. Now going here is just to grab 2 keys. One of them we already got. Get a seed drop, which is kind of common in this room for some reason. But getting random seed drops is pretty nice because you can just spam extra seeds. And this room, he messed it up quite a lot. You're supposed to kill all of these 4 armors, and then 4 chests appear. You open them up in the same order you defeated the armors in, and that gives you a key. If you don't open them in the correct order, you just have to exit and re-enter. And now it's time to get a lot of keys. Wait, no. First, go here. It's pretty important that he goes here. Kill this guy. Move this block, and a ball appears. That's important for later. now cross this. These moving soft blocks are kind of weird because they give you a lot of time to just detach from it and jump. So you can just walk on air for a little while. It makes that jump a lot easier than it seems. And now grab one last key and start actually spending them. First of all, both are gonna have to go beat the dungeon mid-boss. Oh, that one is gonna be... okay, never mind. That's a little better. Steiger is not that bad, but can also be very annoying. You have to slash him in the tail a few times. He can do a lot of attacks like this that just waste your time, but it's not that hard. You want to hit him with a spin slash and 2 slashes at the start in order for that 3 cycle to happen. It can be tricky, but Dragon gets it. And now he's gonna go all the way here to this room. You're supposed to move a ball to block these flames, but you can just damage boost to them, which saves a lot of time because going to move that ball is quite a lot of time. You have to go all the way around the dungeon to that. And here's the boss key. Now for some pretty sick jumps. Hopefully. Yeah, nice. This room in particular is very fast if you do it correctly. And let's see if Dragon does the... he does! Buffers jump there. You have 1 frame to jump when you detach from those. And Dungeon 5 mid boss or actual boss is Dick Dogger. Hit him with the magnet ball 5 times and then he splits up. And that was pretty sick RNG from Dragon's part. Each of the mini doggers in this case die from 1 hit with a ball or many hits with a sword. So if you get lucky you can kill it very fast. In this case it was pretty fastish, I would say. Good fight. That's your average Dragon fight. If you don't kill level 5 very fast, they reform into the big one and that loses a lot of time. Hopefully we won't see Bamboo doing that. But hey, now it's time to go into Dungeon 6. But in order to do that, they still need 2 of the jewels that are required to enter. So it's time to go grab those. The first one is right here. This old man is gonna give us the run jewel, but he doesn't really give it to us until you have the 5th essence. So going here earlier is not that good. Bamboo gets a pretty good fight as well, nice. The 4th and final jewel is on the beach here on western coast, and it's the only required use of Mr. Seeds. We're gonna go fight the hardest boss in the game, the Black Beast. And the fight starts with some RNG here. Okay, force. Okay. Mr. Seeds have a random effect, so it can be Ember Seed, and you just want to spam that. And here's the Black Beast. It was a worse fight than usual, but hey, we take those. And now Dragon did a lot of screen transitions, so he's gonna go down, up, and hey, seeds. Just in time to go into Turn Ruins. So these 4 jewels, do they remind you of something, chat? Oh no, those shapes are familiar. Something about them is Ah, no. I don't know what's that. Whatever. Town Ruins has very nice music. And it uses all of the seasons basically. You first use summer to go here. Push this. Change into winter. Go up. Change into fall. And go to the last part of the thing. Bamboo getting pretty good luck on the torch. And now he's gonna have his own fight at the Black Beast. Corners him and dies. Easy. Okay, in the way to Dungeon 6, there's something that is conveniently placed, which is the level 2 sword. So, funny thing, there's a trading sequence for the level 2 sword. Both Oracle games have it, but in this case the season's trading sequence only gives you indications on how to get there, on how to get to the noble sword, which is the level 2 sword. So if you know how to do it, which is go from the coldest to the hottest season and just go left, you can just go and grab it, skipping the entire trade sequence, just like that. Noble sword has 1 more damage, or I guess we can say double damage from the normal sword, and it also breaks pots, so it's pretty nice. It means you don't have to equip the bracelet anymore, basically, unless required, which is still required at some points. Bamboo didn't really have any specific mistakes. A few things went bad in Dungeon 3, but it's equalized a little bit. Also harrowing, I guess. So yeah, to enter the last part of Town Ruins, you have to do the same sequence of seasons, but go to the left, then down, then right, and then up. And you end up here. Ooh, gets hit quite a lot. So move that. Change to this. And oh, he's in the way, okay. Drone doesn't get hit, so that's nice. That ball and chain guard can be a jerk sometimes, just be in your way, but it didn't happen this time. It almost happened, but not quite. Also, here's a mysterious man or woman or whatever. Don't mind that. Dungeon 6. Ancient Ruins is basically a tower. You have to go up the tower. It's also my favorite dungeon. It's pretty nice. There are a lot of rooms that are challenging but not stupid in any way. And the dungeon item is also pretty sick. First thing in this dungeon is going to grab a key, which is right here. This one is pretty technical and very hard to do. Hopefully Dragon gets the perfect things. Doesn't quite get a jump, but that's okay. You have to move this ball all the way here and then press it on the button. Add this key and save warp. Right as Bamboo is gonna enter D6 himself. And now it's time to actually go up the tower. Through this. You can jump right to that platform, and here's a really tricky jump. That jump is barely possible, so it can be really hard to do. You just have to jump at the right time. And open this, and go left. Good start here just to kill these guys. And push the trampoline. It's been a while since we've seen trampolines. But hey, they still have the same use. Jump on them and go up a floor. Way cooler than stairs. And now Dragon is gonna go to this room and get the dungeon item, which is the magic boomerang. Level 2 boomerang. It does a lot of nice things, like killing armors. Oh, that's very... He's not gonna go back to that, but that's unfortunate. Not getting that fairy. So, level 2 boomerang allows you to move the boomerang with your mind, as in your buttons. And that's kind of required for a few rooms here. It also kills a lot of small enemies and armors. And in general, it's a pretty cool item. First actual instance of using the magic boomerang coming up. This switch is not possible to hit in any other way. So you just do a trick shot. And here's another one coming up, except this one moves, so of course it's harder. Okay, the one is not gonna use a seed here. If you use a seed here, it becomes harder to actually complete the room, because this jump here becomes a little harder to land. And here are some extra seeds and a fairy. And we go into the Indiana Jones room. This room crashes you if you don't go fast enough. We call it the Indiana Jones room because it's a trap room. It doesn't really have anything to do with Indiana Jones. But hey, at least it has the boss key. Now, if I remember correctly, I think Dragon died to this dungeon's boss yesterday. And it still didn't matter because it was pretty close. So we'll see if history repeats itself. First we have to beat the mid boss. The mid boss in this dungeon and also in HST6 is Fire. Fire can do a lot of things. We want him to charge into us, like so. But he can also circle. You can barely hit him when he's doing that. It's very tricky. He can also go to the corners and just shoot you, and that's very slow. You can lose a lot of time to RNG in this boss. Alternatively, you can equip bombs and try to hit him as he's circling around, but with no sword it's not that worth it. And now for the last part of the dungeon. Coming up is a completely RNG room. You have a 50% chance of spawning the stairs. And if you do, congrats. If not, oh, first try, nice. If not, you have to go out of the room and retry. Otherwise, you would have to kill all the enemies in the room. Very slow. You can sometimes spend a lot of time there. Thankfully, it didn't happen. Shoutouts to the similar room in HSD6, which is way worse because you can't really go out. And also, you can't get first try. And to mock you, for that, the game puts an owl statue in that room that just says test your luck. So yeah, that's a pretty nice room. Almost as nice as the boss room coming up. Manhandla doesn't take the fairies, so this may be a little risky for him. Manhandla has 4 mouths. They all take 3 hits from the magic boomerang, and only the mouths at different quadrants of yours, or opposite quadrants rather, open up. So you have to move carefully, try not to get bodied by him or her or it, whatever, and kill all of those. 3 hits and 1 to the jewel. Oh, okay, almost messed it up, but sure, didn't die. That one is gonna be the first one to the 6 essence. at about 1 hour and 15 minutes. Which means that Bamboo, depending on how good his mana is gonna be about. And now it's time for the game to actually get real. It's time to go to the dungeons that are actually a threat. Starting with Dungeon 7. Dungeon 7 is very not accessible right now. In order to access it, we have to first go here. Oh, it gets... No, he didn't get a seed. You can get some extra seeds there, because the leaves for some reason have a big chance of dropping seeds. So yeah, you can just get a best seed drop there. Decent fight from Bamboo, as I said. No, I wasn't really paying attention. So Dragon goes to visit the pirates, because they are away to Dungeon 7. The pirates are gonna say, oh, we can't really go to sea because we don't have our bell. So we have to go get the bell, which is here, in the Samasa Desert. Input the password, and go in. First thing to do here is visit this guy. It's a ghost skeleton pirate. Don't question it. It's a thing that exists. And that's gonna make another pirate, I guess we can call it that. It's this guy. It's a skull. It's gonna tell us where the bell is of 4 possible pits. Not first try, unfortunately. So that's gonna lose 1 seed. Not second try. Not third try. Oh, that's very bad. 4th try in both Star and this. That's gonna cost Dragon a little bit of time. Unfortunately, the bell is rusty right now, so we have to go polish it before going to give it to the things, or the people, the pirates, you know what I mean. Okay. Dragon is gonna... Oh, that's a strat? I don't know if that's faster. He used a lot of seeds, but apparently it was faster to do that. I'm gonna trust him on this because he actually has a good PvP in this game. So yeah, sure. Seeds are not that big of a deal in this case because Dungeon 7 has a lot of... But whatever. Let's see what try Bamboo gets. Meanwhile, Dragon is gonna go to the smithy. This Russian smithy is weird. He doesn't really like nice people and people who say please or thank you. So in order for him to actually polish the bell, we have to say, do it. Which in Japanese is not gonna be do it, but it is in English, trust me. Do it. I didn't catch Bamboo's try, but I'm gonna... It didn't look like 4th try. It was probably 2nd, I don't know. But hey, the bell is not rusty anymore. And now through all of the shortcuts that we got in Suburbia, we can go to the pirate area. Dragon is gonna have a lot of seeds here because his seed thing he did, it was really weird, I don't know. But he can use every seed he wants here. And now the pirates are ready to go. So this is a cutscene. It's a cutscene with dialogue that is not constant, so you have to either be mashing all the time or know where to go. It's also a very boring part. It has nice music, but it's a very boring part, so to ease the pain, I would love chat to just spam pirate emotes. If you have any pirate emote, spam that. If you don't have any, just do capital R and close parentheses for pirate cutscene. Oh yeah, a little thing about these pirates. This actually connects to Oracle of Ages, because this pirate is the lover of Queen Nambi in Ages. and he's also in Aces, but that's a completely different story. I don't know. So this makes it so Seasons is technically before Aces, because you actually free these pirates and then they appear in Labrina. But whatever. These pirates are really bad, by the way. They haven't been in the sea for many years. Assuming that they were already dead in the past in Ages, that means that at least 300 years have passed since they have been in the sea. So yeah, they are just gonna park here. Because going into the sea is very bad for them right now, apparently. They get dizzy, they can't, because they are skeletons, they don't have any organs. At least, I hope they don't, I don't know. Whatever. In order to get to Dungeon 7, you technically have to go and change the season in this part to summer, but you can just barely make that jump and skip that. So that's nice. And that's Dungeon 7. The Explorer script. There's a possible RNG manipulation that you can do in this dungeon, but apparently Dragon is not doing it, which I appreciate because I hate it. I've tried this manip a long of times and it never works. First thing to do is open this wall, which is gonna come into play pretty soon, and go here to get one key. So in Dungeon 7 there are 2 Poe Sisters, and there are 2 rooms that have torches that go out, and when all of them go out you get sent to the start of the dungeon. This is the first one. You're supposed to go out of your way and use that key to kill the first Poe Sister, but you can just barely make it into that stair, or those stairs rather. So you don't really need to kill the sister. This is what's called post skip. It's the first proper skip in the game. There were some other things, but nothing really broken like this. It lets you save a key. But it's also pretty important that if you do this and die, you have to do it again, so don't die. Okay, this room, one of the statues is actually a statue and not an Armos. It's completely RNG. In this case, Dragon got lucky and got it really fast. And here are some seeds, so pretty nice to get them. Bamboo is gonna come up into post skip now, while Dragon gets completely decimated by every kiss in the game. You can barely avoid kisses by jumping here. You can also just equip the sword, but whatever. Let's see if Bamboo gets it first try. That looks okay. Okay, it looks scary for a second, but easy. And coming up for Dragon, a few jumps that are technically not possible, but you can just barely do them by zigzagging around. And these guys, Magunesus. You basically just want them to be in a corner so they can be killed. Oh, apparently Bamboo doesn't do the RNG Manipita, which is funny because both of them are the only remaining placing winners and none of them do it, so that money may not be that important. Okay, Dragon gets one key and gets the last possible statue for this. And then to grab extra seeds. The second Poe Sister actually has to be killed because her room is flooded. We'll see it after this fight. So you can't really swim fast enough to get another post skip. It's very impossible. So light all the torches there, and 2 speed slashes, and just go. Okay, here's a pretty nice jump. You can skip everything in that room, which is nice because it sucks by doing that. And just go up here. And now Dragon is gonna position himself 1 pixel away from the hole by doing those pokes. And that makes this jump pretty easy. And it's time for the best item in the game, the Rockscape. Level 2 feather. Lets you double jump and go very fast. Rock feather and Pegasus seeds basically make the game completely free. You can do anything you want. Unfortunately, it's basically at the end of the game, so oops. If only there was some way to get Rockscape before any other thing. Wait, there is a randomizer. Go play the randomizer, it's fun. And also very hard. Okay, so it's here, and it's time to... oh, nice fall. Truly masterful. It's time to go fight both Pole Sisters at the same time. In this fight, the Pole Sisters are gonna try to go for the torches and take them all out. You want to have at least one torch that you camp in some sort of way. Just kill them before they make all the torches disappear. And if you get here after doing post skip, you are fine because you can just take the warp and not worry about anything. Now, since they did post skip, they don't have to get an extra key here, which would be on the left. They can use the spare key from not having to fight the pole and just go here. Pretty clean room from Dragon. It never happens. This room is very hard to execute. Oh well. Red trampoline, 2 floors instead of 1. And here just hold right. He's gonna hit the switches in a specific order, or to make a specific pattern to open this. Here's the boss key. While Bamboo is about to finish this Pole Sisters fight. So they are kind of synced. It was a high five, but not an equal high five. Down has the boss key, so he doesn't have to go there. Fails to get the fairy, but it shouldn't be a problem because the Dungeon 7 boss is Gleeok. And Gleeok is not much of a threat if everything goes right. Gleeok has 2 heads. It's way easier than the Zelda 1 counterpart because you can actually stab in other ways that are not in front of you, and then he turns into a corpse. Just hit him, jump to avoid his stun move, and wail on him until he dies. Pretty clean fight. Dragon is gonna get the 7 sessions at 1:28:56, I think, somewhere around that. And now it's time to go to Dungeon 8. The Mako tree doesn't really know where Dungeon 8 is, but there's a huge gap in the map, an area we haven't been to, that is now open. So of course it's there. Not quite really, because it's in Suburbia. It's the only dungeon that is in Suburbia, but you have to enter it from there, from the temple remains area. It's basically the place in which the Temple of Seasons used to be before it sank underground. Ooh, I'm having a little trouble with Gleeok, but gets it. Oh, and here's a jump. You're supposed to change the season to fall here, and those holes are completely clogged up, and you can just walk over them. but you can just do that jump. It's tricky, but it's possible. And in order to get to Dungeon 8, there are some trees in the way. So those trees are bad, we don't want them. In order to get rid of those trees, we have to rain hellfire on the entire earth and destroy this area. Because nothing says saving the world quite as destroying the entire world. It's not the entire world. You know what I am doing. Whatever. Lava. That's what you should know about this. Now change this to summer in order to climb up. And it's time to make a beeline to Dungeon 8. These guys coming up have a lot of tricky jumps. You are supposed to have the Magnet Glove for this, but you can just barely make that. This one is a lot more possible. And that one is also very possible. You can do another diagonal jump there to go to that stair without moving any blocks, but it's very hard. It's probably one of the hardest jumps in the game, so Dragon opting not to do it. Getting a little bit better kiss. That's okay. There's a free health field here, because you go here, find the Suretia portal and go into it to go into the Dungeon 8 area. Dungeon 8 is an angry volcano. Just kidding, it's frozen. Dungeon 8 is the Sword and Shield maze, and it's also the great equalizer because it's gonna have the second and hardest skip in the game that truly decided game 1, so hopefully it won't happen this time. First they are gonna grab 2 keys because they are kind of needed anyway, and even if you do the actual skip. So the skip is called HSS skip. It stands for Hyper Slingshot, because the Hyper Slingshot is a useless item that you really use in this dungeon. It's just a level 2 slingshot that shoots 3 hits instead of 1. So that's not useful. In order to skip the Hyper Slingshot, you have to do a double frame perfect jump with a subpixel manipulation that starts here, fall into the floor or into the, you know what I mean. That resets as pixels, and do that to have a specific subpixel. Stand here, and it's time to go. How many tries? Oh, that looks good. That looks very good. That looks very good. Can he get the second frame? He gets it. No, kid. What? Alright, that looked possible. That was weird. That looked like a first try easy, but apparently not. Weird. Okay. Gets the jump again. Hopefully he doesn't mess up this time. And gets it. Second try. That's okay. That basically seals out the victory for him. Bamboo still has to do most of Dungeon 8. Or most of what we do of Dungeon 8, which is not much. Shoutouts to the worst trick in the game. Everyone hates it. Whatever. Flute. It kills those guys. What do you know? The same as Zelda 1, but whatever. And the boss key is right here in the way, so that's nice. HSS Escape gives you enough keys to go to the end of the game, and also gives you the boss key because it's right there. And now we can do the not so terrible but pretty auto-scrolly part of Dungeon 8, which is the ice part. HSS also skips or SSS skip rather. Also skips a lot of things in this dungeon, including the mid boss. What's his name? Tripolar, that's it. Which is notoriously hard. It's very, very bad for many people. I've learned to just wing it, and it's not that hard now, but whatever. Play random if you want to beat Tripolar easily. But yeah, it skips a lot of things. I think that was first try for Bamboo, so that's cool. That means that a good dragonc fight could equalize the run. Whatever. A final note to all of the Oracle Seasons dungeons. This dungeon has minecarts, as do Dungeon 4, Dungeon 1, Dungeon 5, Dungeon... No, none in Dungeon 3. Are they in Dungeon 2? Whatever. You know what I mean. There are a lot of minecarts, and you need to write them in a specific order. Also, there's a key here. Without the extra key you get from not using it and just doing SSS skip, you would have to open another hole, which is coming up. Throw a crystal in that hole there, on the right, just to get an extra key. So that also is skipped by SSS skip, and that's nice. You can ignore that hole and just go for the other 3 ones. One to get that key. One to get... well, one basically to get to this part, I guess. And the last one just to actually get to the boss. I guess these 2 on the left to get to the boss, rather. I don't know. And Ron should have enough bombs to just do the rest of the game. If not, that chest that was on screen right now is right here, and it has 10 bombs. It's time for the boss. The only 100% original boss, not counting mid bosses, on the entire game. Medusa Head. You don't need to use the hyper slingshot for this fight. Just slash her until he dies, or she dies, or it dies, or whatever. She can turn you into stone. It didn't really happen, so whatever. Down is gonna get the mandatory down Dungeon 8 heart container, which is technically faster to skip because you don't really need to health refill. There are fairies in the way coming out. But hey, why not? It gives you a little more safety coming into dragonc. Also, if you don't get it, you are disqualified from any race. It states that in the rules. Believe me. Don't go read the rules. It says it there. Okay, one last stop before actually going to the end of the game. Because the barrier making Onyx's castle impenetrable can now be broken. But in order to do that, we need the Mako seed, which is given by the Mako tree, of course. Oh, I was confused for a second. In Rando, this part of the cutscene doesn't exist, so I was confused. I thought there was something weird that I didn't remember about the game. Ignore me. And now Dragon can use every single seed because he doesn't really need it. Oh, Bamboo is also gonna get the Dungeon 8 heart container. Nice. I like this. Both runs are validated. Okay, now for the cutscene of breaking the barrier, which is gonna have some extra lore in it. because the old man or woman or whatever before Dungeon 6 is gonna reveal itself. And it's... Come on, it's... Twinrova! Because the plot to the Oracle's games is that Twinrova are trying to revive Ganon. And in order to do that, they need some flames that appear when you do stuff to the Oracles and Zelda. I don't know the actual details, I'm sorry. But yeah, they appear. And you can... I mean, you can fight them and Ganon if you do Linked. Linked is fun. The problem is that you have to play both games. So if you hate one of those games, I'm sorry. Honestly, Castle is basically just a few rooms, 3 actually, which you have to beat some enemies and then go to Onyx. Third room is Facade. This time we actually have to fight Facade. And it can have very bad RNG, but so far it's good. There are 3 possible attacks to Facade. And Dragon got basically perfect RNG. Doesn't grab the fairy, it's okay. And he's not gonna grab the safety bombs. He's confident that he's gonna win. The Onyx fight is kind of hard sometimes, but you can only damage him with spin slashes, so you can really wail on him. He has some attacks that damage you, but that's alright. The second phase is a lot trickier. He summons Din, and when you hit Din you get damage, but your sword also freezes in place, and that gives you a double hit, so it's faster to abuse that to kill him. You can also swat Din away with the Rod of Seasons. And now for the actual fight. It's a final boss in a Capcom game, so of course it's gonna be Sigma. I mean Dragon Onyx. This is not Sigma. What are you saying? You need to get on his hands and then start slashing. There are a few different possible strats to this. You can actually... Oh, he messes it up. You can actually stun lock Dragon Onyx and he doesn't do anything, but it's very tricky. You have to jump from hand to hand with perfect timing. So usually people just do spin slashes. And that one is almost done. He's gonna get a 143, which is amazing. There we go, 143.19. That one is gonna be our winner today. Right as Bamboo enters the Onyx fight, they're both gonna get disgustingly good times. Wow. I hate these guys, they are so good at games. GG, this is gonna go to game 3 sometime this week. And Dragon should enter at some point. I'm gonna shoot him an invite. Okay, Bamboo, I think he got hit a little bit more because I see health and it's way lower than it should. Okay, good fight anyway. Okay, Bamboo falls down very, very fast. But he can recover from this easily. Ooh, cancels the ball's attack, which loses a lot of time. Very good fight from him. GG. I'm gonna try to have them for an interview. Hey, Din is saved. Except Bamboo is probably not gonna go save Dean, I'm sorry. Come on, none of them want to... None of them want an interview. Ah, I'm sad now. I wanted to... Whatever. Well... Okay, maybe Dragon is entering. Oh no. It was definitely close. I think this game... I mean, the difference is a little bigger, so there were some other mistakes. But the only real thing that went bad for any of these guys was Bamboo getting grabbed in Dungeon 2, or Dungeon 3 rather, which should never happen and loses quite a lot of time, but hey. It was pretty solid times for both. Okay, Dragon is gonna enter any second now. There he is. Congrats on the win, Dragon.
Thank you.
You didn't mess up.
Yay! I did mess up once.
Second try on the thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much that. I mean, Bamboo had one more mistake than you, so that's why you won. Congrats.
Nice.
He got grabbed in Dungeon 3.
That doesn't lose 1.5 minutes though.
He probably had other things, but I wasn't paying attention to them. Some fights were a little better on your end, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. You also...
There was nothing. There was nothing wrong with D2. I don't know what you were watching, Sagas.
I forgot D2. That start was actually pretty nice. I haven't never seen it.
I don't know. Sure, I was off the pit already when I slashed my sword, but apparently those hitboxes are so big that I was still on the pit apparently, and it sucked me in. So I had to do some shenanigans to get across, because it didn't want to reset the screen, even though that takes like a second at most.
Hey, it worked, so you can't complain about that. It was nice to see. I hope everyone enjoyed that.
There was nothing wrong with my bracelet room, it's all RNG. So, there's nothing wrong with that.
The rest was pretty solid other than fourth try in every single RNG thing.
Except button. Button first try, always good.
Oh yeah, button.
Yeah.
Bamboo also got first try there, I think, so that didn't really matter.
It's always first try. Except when it's not first try and then you get like 18th try or something dumb like that.
It's never first try. Shout out to Ages.
Yep.
I feel obligated about that, I'm sorry. Okay.
I got caught in hide and seek.
Oh right, also that, I forgot about that. What the hell were you doing there?
I dug up a fire pokey in like the worst spot ever, so I was stuck on the bottom side.
Do you know you could have the full Zor equipped and kill it?
That loses an equip though.
No! Just equip over seeds.
No, but then I have to re-equip and then I get the sub-menu.
Whatever.
And the sub-menu is technically another menu, so I'm not wrong.
Okay, is it optimal if you get caught? No.
No.
So, there you have it.
The beams, no!
There you
have
have
like
it.
The first screen anyway, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, 10 seconds at most.
Yeah, I was trying to find a safe spot on the bottom row, but I was hoping the blue guy would move a little bit further to the left so I could squeeze maybe in between, but he didn't. He stopped way too early, so I got caught.
Yeah, it was probably the only stupid thing that we saw. Other than that, as I said, it was pretty solid from both of you. A 143 in tournament, I think that's probably the first 143 we had there. I'm gonna check that.
You're welcome.
What?
You're welcome.
Oh. Oh, never mind. Bamboo actually beat this time in round 1 or round 2 actually with a 143.39. So I'm sorry you lost.
143.39. What was my time?
About 15 seconds over, I think. Wait. No, I'm bad.
I had a 143.
Never mind. You are actually okay. You are a god. Never mind.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I had in my mind that was a 143.50. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. This is 1-1. So you have a game 3 to play. Any thoughts about that?
Like yesterday I hang around with the seasons guys. We were doing a random, we were talking, and we were discussing what the rest of the tourney would look like, and there are like 2 options from yesterday after the race, and that is either win 3 times or lose 3 times to get out of the tourney as fast as possible. So might as well win 3 times, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Can't go back now.
Oh well. When are you doing this 3rd race? I suppose this week?
Probably. Bamboo is gone after Friday, I believe? Question mark.
So we still don't have a specific date for it. But we have a date for... It looks like semis, right? Yes, it's semis. It's for 4th. Sagas versus Kido. That's on Saturday at 4 PM EDT. Or EST now? I don't know.
Is that a best of 3?
Probably not.
I don't know.
But we'll have it there. I'm rooting for Kido because he's there after Phenomenon had to drop from the tournament. So he's pretty outclassed, I'd say. It's gonna be hard.
You can do it. Or rather, yeah, you can do it.
But I think that's gonna be enough for us. Good luck on the 3rd run. I don't know if we will see it this week, whatever. I'll probably be commentating it because I don't have anything to do. Other than that, GG's and good luck. Bye.